Oh, and it's recording.
And it's recording. Oh, man. Dude, this is the thing, right? I know it makes for good, jokey cold opens, but at the same time, just once, it'd be nice to start recording on our own terms.
I know. Do you know what? I've bought a external recorder recently for like video stuff. And I was half thinking before I came, I was like, oh, I could just bring that because it's like literally plug in the microphones to it and hit record.
Okay.
You know, it records to an SD card.
Yeah.
So it's pretty foil proof, all that sort of stuff. I was like, nah, bring the laptop. And here we are.
And here we are.
To give you some context, I didn't bring my iLock key for Pro Tools, so I've had to download Reaper, which is a free program. It's actually pretty good. It's working, which is great.
Will it record 2 channels?
It's recording 2 channels, including me and Ben. So once again, the first half hour, I've been scratching my head. Well, we've been talking, basically been doing the podcast on our own.
Interesting things said by uninteresting people. Co-hosted by Ben and Tom. Interesting things said by uninteresting people.
Oh, well, hey, welcome back to Interesting Things Said by Uninteresting People. It's a podcast where we talk about whatever springs into our sprightly little heads.
Our little brains.
My name is Ben, and as always, I'm joined by the far more prepared half of the podcast.
Not today.
Tom.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, all good. See, we're so disingenuous. How are you? We've had this conversation. Yeah, we're both fine.
What's been going? Yeah, like long story short, we're both fine. Life's generally fine.
Yeah.
No changes. See you all next time.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Mate, I like I said to you, I had to buy a mower. That's
Ben had to buy a mower.
Yeah, which made me feel a lot like an adult, to be honest. I know
Only an adult would buy a lawnmower.
Yes, that's very true.
I mean that in like a coming of age thing, but but also for safety reasons, I guess.
Yeah,
Only,
it's one of those things where it's not really a rite of passage. It's not like your first car or like going for a beer for the first time legally, you know, and all that.
No.
It's not really considered a rite of passage. But at the same time, I guess I just never thought about it. I mean, it's one of those things where, other than having used my dad's mower back in the day, I wasn't going into this equipped with knowing what I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Right. I've actually got a bit more to say about this than I thought when I just offhanded say, oh yeah, I bought a mower. It's a weird thing to do because I've got no experience buying a mower.
Where'd you get it from?
We got it from Argos in the end because we only have a little bit of grass that we need to mow.
So we've only got a little bit of money.
Only got a little bit of money, yeah. No, because it sort of comes down, not comes down to necessity, I guess, but say, well, we don't really want to spend a lot of money on something that's going to take. It literally takes me 5 minutes to mow the back lawn.
Right. I get that.
So that kind of combination of reliable, but at the same time, I'm not going to be riding on it, you know, and putting around the back garden on it. I went battery powered.
Is it?
Yeah, I understand it's the same batteries that go into Samsung's. It's the Samsung lithium-ion technology, which gives a
Hopefully
good.
won't blow up.
Hopefully won't blow. Yeah, I did wonder what happened to all those batteries that when they discontinued them.
The suits are like we've repurposed them.
Yeah. Why is this mower so cheap? Don't worry about it. Just don't question it.
Why is it so hot?
Yeah. So yes, mate. Yeah, but it's just a weird experience to have to, like, you know, you go to buy a phone or whatever, and which actually I can tell you about, but you go to buy a phone and you kind of know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're not that tech savvy or what have you, you kind of go, okay, well, I know I want to do this with it. I know I want to do that with it. Yeah,
sure.
With a mower, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know any of the technicalities.
Dude, I could spend 70 quid. I could spend 700 quid. Probably more, probably less. I don't know, yeah. And so, is this a good price for a mower to the guy selling it? No, it was, but yes. Not to draw out, like, you know, not to beat a dead horse here. The mower's fine. It works. I've managed to persuade Claire to mow the lawn, which is a good achievement.
I saw video evidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
It happened.
It's the fact that I took a video of it while coolly sipping on a nice, refreshing beverage while she mowed the lawn. But yes, mate, nice. That is legitimately about the most exciting thing that's happened to me.
Wow.
You can see here, I've been paid for having an electricity pole at the in our back garden.
So Ben's got an electricity pole in his back garden, like the old school wooden.
The old school, yeah.
And how much did you get, Ben?
Well, £7.61.
Do you know what? And that's all your money.
That's all you can spend.
You can spend that whatever you like.
That's a year. That's every year I get that.
That's like 50p a month.
I know, right? Do you know what I really begrudged was the fact that I had to send back the first check they sent me because they don't know that we'd moved in.
Yeah.
So I had to send it back. So really, that's only like £7. But when you tell me factor in a stamp, time cost of me walking to the post box.
Dude, you've lost money.
I think I've practically.
Mate, in fairness, I wouldn't even bother because this is really awful, and I really don't think that my auntie is listening. But she gave me, this was like a year ago, she gave me £10 check for my birthday. Very kind.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I never cashed it because I could never go to the bank at the time to cash it in.
It just kind of gets lost.
So it kind of got, crumpled up in the bag, and then I was like, oh, this is pretty too much. And then people were like, oh, you can do it with an app now. You can scan it with like the Halifax app.
You can, yeah.
And it was too crumpled for that. So I was just like, I've already spent a lot of time on this. And so yeah, I wouldn't have bothered personally.
Yeah, well, I haven't paid it in yet. So you know what? I'm almost considering, I might stick it in my pocket and see how long it lasts.
If you're walking past the bank, it's worth it. If you're not, don't bother.
The thing is, I'm going to walk past the bank without it in my pocket. That's
and
what
go
I know
in,
is going to happen.
Speak to the man.
I've got
to
to
fumble around.
Do I have to see the bank manager to pay a check in?
I don't think you do anymore.
Dude, man, I don't understand why people send out checks anymore. Anyway, it's an absolute waste of time.
It's mental.
Hey, just as a complete off the cuff, like I know we haven't talked about this, and it's not an advert for this. How are you getting on with Monzo?
Yeah, well, I'm still not. Have you got it now?
I got it. Yeah, I got an account with them. Yeah.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? It's really great, but I haven't made the total switch over, and I think that's probably where it would turn from great to amazing. Because I know a few people that love it. Their pay gets put into it.
Yeah.
All the bills come out of it and all that sort of stuff. But I've not made that jump. I've just been basically the earnings I make from YouTube goes into that account.
Okay.
So that's how I use it. I almost see it as like my business card. I'm kind of using inverted commas, brackets there. Whatever.
Good podcasting.
Yeah. Good podcasting, because then I know I can keep track of it quite easily.
Yeah. I mean, we should say. So we're talking about Monzo. It's a bank. It's a bank account.
It's a bank, but there's no branch. It's just an app.
So there's a few of these going around. I know Starling Bank, I think, is another one.
Well,
there are other ones.
Mate, all these, like the Apple Card, which has come out in the US. Big companies are starting to be like, that's everyone's phone soon, if not already, for some people, has become their wallet.
Yeah.
So why on earth wouldn't you do that sort of thing?
What I love most about this, and maybe this is something interesting to talk about, vaguely interesting at least, is the whole idea. Forget, Monzo's one of them. Forget, whichever one you want to go with.
Brand's not important.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it's doing all the stuff that you would assume a bank should be able to do on your phone
straight away.
You can it sounds like an advert. I'd be like freeze, unfreeze your card, like freeze,
quick,
unfreeze. You can lock your account so you can't get at it. If you want to save, put a bit of discipline in there.
You can put money pots up, can't you? And then
I think
start
saving pot money then.
pot money for tuck shop sweets.
Yeah,
but no, it is. It's like built from the ground up.
Yeah,
as a mobile first bank. So
it's one of these things where all the regular traditional banks, if you like, are kind of saying, oh, well, we've got this brand new feature where we can save your spare change into a separate account.
Yeah.
And then we've got this feature where you can freeze and unfreeze your card on the app, for example.
Yeah.
Or we've got this thing where you can keep track of your spending and have like a bar chart or whatever that shows you if you're on track to spend.
Yeah.
But then you look at all these separate features that are spread across all the other banks, and these guys have just gone, let's do all of it. Why not?
Yeah.
And it's constantly updated. It feels a bit fresher, like it's a bit more...
It's the millennial bank account.
Thank you. Yes,
that's
exactly
for us millennials.
And you know what? For us millennials.
So the only reason I said that is because I paid for a copy of my Monzo card, and so I went, "Oh look, your millennial card." I was like, "Oh, it really is."
Hey, whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
But man, you know what? I really like the idea. I would encourage anyone. I mean, like we say, Monzo is one of them. There are loads of different accounts you can get, and they're all you don't pay to sign up.
No, dude,
it's nothing like that.
This does sound like an advert now, but the setup for like Monzo, for instance, was really quite weirdly kind of cool. Like you take a picture of whatever, and then you have to send them a video saying, "Hi, I want a Monzo account,"
That's it.
And then that's how they kind of verify you, which is funny, but also a bit like what?
Yeah, but at the same time though, it doesn't make sense.
complete sense.
I know you've gone through the mortgage process.
Yeah.
You know, and like we've talked about before, it seems like an unnecessary ball ache.
It's endless shit, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a trail of endless bollocks.
I mean, this almost feels like the first step to actually using technology in a good way. You go, well, why do I need to send this form and that form, all the rest of it? When you can just have a video of me going, yep, it's me. I'd like this account, please.
Yeah,
Done.
I guess with deep fakes and all that, you have to be careful.
So-
But yeah, you're right. You know, in the normal civilized world where people wouldn't normally use those,
Yeah.
then there's no reason why you couldn't send a video.
I'm getting into it, man. I'm getting into it. Like you say, I think it'll be a little bit of time before.
Yeah, I would like to switch over completely, but it's just one of those things like, you know, once you get a mortgage and all that's all linked up to my bank account, like, the last thing I want to do is start untailing. I'm sure it's quite simple, but, you know, it's done. I'll leave it.
I just want to make a few payments first.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, because Claire's really, you know, she's really good with money and stuff like that, and she likes to, you know, we're not talking she's not super anal about it, but she likes to plot out, you know, she's very good at budgeting, is the word for it. Saying like, right, we've got this much money, you know, we've got this bill coming up, Ben, don't forget, you know, stop buying toys, stop buying sweets.
Stop buying your Fisher Price.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So the fact that they've got that kind of feature built in, I think, as and when we might well set up a joint account for it as our household account.
Yes, nice. Joint accounts are great. We've had one for a while.
Yeah,
pretty useful for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Monzo.
There you go. This has been a paid promotion. We should get sponsorship from Monzo. We should get some of that Monzo money.
Dear Monzo, we have a grand total of 5 listeners.
Yeah, how much is that?
5 potential clients you're missing out on.
We should go.
Luckily, a £2,000 sponsorship could get you.
And I got £7.61 to put in as an initial investment. Oh man, let's talk about someone else, dude. I mean, it's on the list. I've written it at the top, not because I wanted to talk about it first, but just because that was where I had space on the page. I have been back to watching Red Dwarf. I know this feels like a bit of a link to the past. Kind of segment, but I wanted to, because I bollock on about this to Claire as we're watching it.
Yeah.
That show is fucking fantastic.
It is amazing.
From a comedy writing point of view, it was so good. That's really the core of my message.
You're lucky because I guess you're lucky because I've seen up until where it was rebooted, relatively recently.
Yeah, sure.
In 2012 or something. I've seen all of it. Yeah. So, and I'm a big fan. I haven't watched any of it in a while, but we used to have DVDs at home, and when I used to come home from school, always having one on. Work through the series over and over again, like people were like with friends. Yeah. Similar to that sort of thing, always on, all that sort of stuff. Dude, some of the episodes are like when they go to a planet that's made of like Rimmer's mind. It's just like but it's still funny, and that concept isn't like too otherworldly for people to grasp. It's just like, what is going on? And it's so good as well.
And you know what I've really noticed as well, and it's so weird. It's not basically virtually every episode. Man, this only just occurred to me now. I'm quite enjoying this. Right, is that in each episode the planet, like Rimmerworld or whatever, is really honest to God just a MacGuffin. Because when you really watch the episodes, they never have that much interaction with what they're doing, like what the whole point of the episode is. It'll be literally, they'll have, how long are the episodes? 28 minutes. No, they're the BBC, aren't they? Yeah. So full, nearly half-length episode. So it'll be 20 minutes of just buggering around.
Yeah.
5 minutes of, now we're doing the thing that the episode's about, and then 5 minutes of just recap or ending. And it works so well because it's just more about the people, the characters interacting with each other, and then some stupid ass idea to drive that interaction,
Mate, I think my favourite episode of it, one thing I always remember, always made me laugh, is when Lister takes like a luck. He takes like liquid luck, almost like this Harry Potter sort of thing. I guess that was probably out after then. Yeah. But like he takes some liquid luck and he like guesses the code to the door and like Crichton's like 9 to 1. And he goes up to the neck and he's like, to get through this next door, we're going to need this. And he just picks it up from the side. He's like, this? And he's like, yes. And he does like, keeps going. He goes, like 100 million to 1. 455,000 to 1. And it runs out. And then they have to get through with Crichton's head instead.
Yeah.
So funny. I remember really enjoying that when he just picks up the...
so good. there's so many little moments. The first couple of series are obviously very different to the others, where it's all grey.
It figures itself out, doesn't it?
Yeah, but even then, there's some amazing comedy writing in it, and the delivery, and just it's almost like the honesty of it. It feels like it doesn't need lots of fancy camera work. Like, what do they say?
Not
Like,
at
Rimmer
all.
was an impressionist. Like, Chris Barrow's an impressionist. Craig Charles was a poet.
Yeah.
Danny John Jules was a dancer. None of them had really done comedy before.
No,
Other than impressions.
And the guy from Scrap Heap Challenge.
And the guy from Scrappy Challenge. Yeah. Well, it is, man.
Yeah.
And you can almost, like, there's moments where you can see, like, where Lister's supposed to be unconscious and he starts smiling because something funny else is happening on this. It's so thrown together.
Yeah.
But, oh, man. I mean, and look, you know what? There's also only a minimal amount of homophobia. Or,
considering its age.
Its age, there's only one or two comments.
It always creeps in, doesn't it? If you watch like a bit of it's like, oh, that's a bit on the edge nowadays.
Yeah, like how it's bad to be gay or funny to be gay, or whatever. There's minimal of that.
Yeah,
which
is good.
which is handy. So I don't know, man. I don't. It's old news, and I'm sure a lot of people have already watched it. I just want to make sure that if anyone out there hasn't ever watched Red Dwarf, it's really good. It holds up. It absolutely holds up.
I watched a few episodes of like the rebooted stuff, and there was one episode which was genuinely really great. And I thought like, wow, because I think it is the original writer still.
He came back.
He came back for it, and it's one of the episodes really made me laugh. But it was something about Lister been on the phone like for the whole episode trying to order like a spoon that rotates or something.
Yeah.
And he finally gets through, but he's like at gunpoint. He's like, "Damn it!"
Yeah. Because isn't there? Oh man, there's so many clever little. Right, this bit is not going to make any sense if you haven't watched it. But have you seen the more recent episode where they find Rimmer's brother?
Ace.
But he dies at the end. But as he's kind of going on and Rimmer's holding him like, sorry. They play this music in the background, and it's this sad minor reprise of the Rimmer Ride song that they play like 2-3 series before as a stupid little gag.
It's a deep cut.
It's a deep, and I know if you haven't watched it, and this is a deep. But what my point is that that's a joke going on over like 3 series that someone's gone. Why don't we just? I think it's because Howard Goodall does all the music for it. He's focused on it. But it's just stuff like that where if you've watched it before, you can kind of go, oh yeah, that's really clever.
No, nice, man. It is really great. Not like we've got a great transition, but I do it's not really good news, but it's good news for me.
Go on.
Tom's Good News returns in a selfish episode.
Go on.
It's not really that selfish. So I bought the Switch Lite, as we know. Little unboxing on the channel as a one-off sort of thing, because Rachel, shout out to Rachel, was like, are you going to unbox it? And all my stuff was set up from the Note 10 review, like all of it. It was all ready to go. And I was like, I'd kind of be stupid not to, because I've just got to put it in there and undo it. And I did it, and it took like 2 minutes or something. I was like, there's another video done. So I was just like,
come
on. So just did it. But I pre-ordered it from Game.
Okay.
I went into Game, and it was dead in there. Nobody in there at all. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And it was the day of the Extinction Rebellion thing in town, which is this big like environmental push, isn't it? Was it across the planet? Or was it
dude. We had a march in our town.
Yeah, in fairness, we live in a small town. Everyone knows that listens called Barnstable.
Because you all probably live there too.
And so usually stuff like that kind of flies over under the radar a bit here because what can you really do from a small town? But there was quite a big march for it, a relatively big march, and everyone had drawn in the high street. Everyone had like lied down and drawn around themselves in chalk.
Oh, okay.
We got someone else to do it and wrote,
really easier.
Save the planet for my kids and all this sort of stuff. I must have been there just after they'd gone because I didn't see anybody, but town was really quiet. I went into Game and I was like, "Hello, I've pre-ordered Switch Lite. Can I pick it up?" And he went, "You're today's first customer." It wasn't that early. It was like 11.
What?
And I was like, "First customer."
Wow.
And he was like, "Yeah, we've the Extinction Rebellion, has really put people off coming into town today because it was quite a big
Yeah.
So he said, "Town's just been dead. So you're the first customer." I was like, "I'm picking up Switch Lite." He's like, "You're the first person to buy that too?" I was like, "No way."
Wow.
I was like, "Is there any award for being first on both accounts?" And he was like, "No." And I was
like,
cool.
Man, dude, we're on course for good news.
I know. Well, here comes the good news. I traded in a couple games that I didn't play anymore. One of them Super Mario Maker 2, which just couldn't get along with.
Okay.
Mate, I don't know if you probably know this, but Nintendo games really hold their value. If you trade a Nintendo game, like a first party one, you get a good trade in.
Okay.
There's a good trade in for it. I think I got like 35 quid for it, and I only paid 40 for it. So, it's pretty good. I mean, they hadn't. This is the selfish bit. They had an offer. It's 25% extra trade in for against new stuff. I think it's for the week or something.
Okay.
And I was trading in, and he went, "Oh, you get 25% off extra today." I was like, "Oh, that's amazing." So like, I'd already paid 20 quid to pre-order it. I then got like 50 quid off in a trade because I had a couple other games. So I paid like 127 quid for it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cheap," even though I'd kind of already paid for it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. It still feels good though.
Still felt good. That was kind of like, that was cool. And then he just handed me the box. I was like, "Oh, can I have a bag?" He went, "They're 10p." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I got a quid out." And he's like, "Tell you what, as you're our first customer, bag on the house, bag on the house,
dude." That was a long. That was a long road to get to that nugget of good news. That's fantastic news. We should have a new segment. 10p. Amazing news.
Comes after good news. Amazing news.
Oh man,
it's a different layer of excitement.
That's really good though, dude. I've got a similar-ish kind of story. Does
it involve free bags?
It doesn't involve free. I think actually we didn't pay for the bags. We took this away.
Ben.
But they were paper bags, so we wouldn't have paid for them anyway.
Sorry.
That's all right. Stop kicking me under the table, Tom.
Sorry. You know what it's like.
Yeah, we went and because this is ready for this slick ass segue as well into what we were going to talk about. I went and upgraded my phone.
Oh.
I did with Claire
in
as well.
town?
We both went in town. Yes.
Whoa, that was slick.
Just just a general tip for everyone: if you're going to upgrade your phone, go on the last day of the month.
Really?
Because and I don't know, right? They say if you feel like you can't be sold to, you're a bit of an idiot. Like everyone's getting sold to all the time. I know we're getting sold to by the chap anyway, and that's fine. You know how it goes. You get sold a little bit. So some of this might be bollocks, but he said you come in the right day today because we've got a load of stuff that we've got of our quota just to give away. I walked out with I had a new Pixel 3.
Nice.
So the old ass edition of the Pixel.
New one's out soon.
Claire picked out 3A.
Nice. Good choices.
And yeah. Considering Claire never uses a phone at all and was quite happy with something a lot cheaper until the guy was like, "Well, you can just have it for don't pay anything for handsets. Nice discount on the monthly payments.
Nice.
Free tablet. Ridiculously cheap contract for the day because Claire's a teacher. She uses the tablet at work. Free Google Home Mini. They threw in a Sonos speaker as well.
Did they?
Yeah. Similar to that one. Yes, we're going to have this little stereo pair now, which would be quite nice.
That's really
I think that was a regular deal with the 3A anyway.
Right.
But regardless,
still nice to have, isn't it?
Still nice.
Yeah.
There was no kind of you can have one deal or the other kind of action.
No, man, that's cool.
So yeah, man, I'm just the takeaway that I wanted to put out. The idea I wanted to put out there is legitimately just going on the last day of the month is maybe a sound tactic.
Which provider was this with?
This was EE. That we went with because they got good signal here in the signal black spot of my house
and Lanky
generally. Yeah,
fair enough, mate. So let's get into the phone reviews. You got a Pixel 3.
I did.
Tell us all about it. What made you go for it? To be honest, because you're a Samsung man before.
I was a Samsung man before. Welcome back to Ben Review.
Oh my god. So, never been on the other side.
Tom, kick in some. This is where you're going to have to kick in some lo-fi, some chilled lo-fi. I've had the Pixel 3 now for maybe a couple of weeks. I can't do it to your face. I can't. I thought I could.
It's just so wrong.
I can't do it to. No, dude, I really like it. I do really like it. So I'm not used to doing this kind of phone detail shenanigans. But I'll do my best.
Wait, what colour do we go for the viewers?
I had to go for white.
I think that's a good choice.
I didn't want to go for the black one because
black slab, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like TVs. You go through waves of black home unit and then white and then silver. Yeah. Whatever. I couldn't get the nearly what's it called? Not pink. Yeah,
the not pink is the best.
Oh yeah. I know. Dude, it's a decent phone. What do I like? It's quick. It's rapid.
Yeah.
Like it will do. I don't use my phone too much. I guess not average. I'd say average use.
Yeah.
Average use. And it's swift for what I want to do on it. So I'm looking at the phone to think about what I'm saying about. I do like. Now you might hang me for this.
Yeah.
I tried Nova Launcher.
Yeah.
I prefer the stock
That's fair enough.
The stock OS, and I think it's because. What was it I didn't like about Nova Launcher? This is a terrible review now because I can't remember what it was. I remember there was just some things I just couldn't get on with it.
Dude, there's something with Nova, and I've never really, because I think I know what you mean. I don't know if this is a problem you have with it. I generally don't like Android launchers. Like I don't like the Pixel launcher. I don't like the Samsung one. I don't like the Huawei one. I don't like any of them. Nova's the best alternative, but it feels really slippery, and I don't know if that's the problem you had of it. Everything kind of like. Nothing feels permanent. So like if you accidentally hold for too long and then things start moving around and then hey, do you want to change this? No, I don't want to change anything.
Yeah,
I get that quite a lot of it. There's no like sense of like it's rigid and built in. It always feels like a skin.
Like that's exactly it. It did. You're right. That's exactly it. And I mean maybe it's the fact that I was coming to a new phone system anyway. Yeah, maybe that helped. But because I'm aware of your reviews of like the Pixel stuff and talking about like the double swipe to get the app tray up and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think maybe because I've got big hands. I'm not trying to sound silly here, but like maybe it doesn't bother me too much. I guess the camera, is fantastic. It's
probably still the best out. Actually, the iPhone 11 seems to have knocked it off the top.
The old triple lens.
Seems to have just capped it, but it's still the best. Yeah, really.
Oh man, I was probably going to sneeze then. That would have been a podcast first. It's good. It's quick. I mean, so coming from a Samsung, the lack of bloatware on there is
nice.
Is very nice. Is very refreshing. I know what you mean about Google pushing their world on you through it though. Yeah, and it is, and you're right, and I'm kind of okay with it.
I think this is the thing is like that. If you've used that, you're like been an Android user for a long time. Yeah, and that's kind of almost what you want. Yeah, if you do, if you're not switching between the two, because I switch between the two a lot, having Google push it on you makes a lot of sense because it's going to give you a better experience.
Exactly.
Especially if you're in the Pixel for the long run now, which I assume you'll be there for a few years.
Oh yeah, absolutely, probably will be. Yeah.
Then it makes sense to capitalize on that system.
Yeah. I mean, there's some nice little features. I mean, I do like the improved functionality on Google Maps. Yeah, still is, and I've started using Google Podcasts to listen to podcasts as well. Mainly because I do a fair bit of driving around for work, and I can. Oh, as a complete side note, anyone who hasn't bought a wireless charging car mount, what do you do? Because I'd never thought of it before.
I haven't.
Yeah, right. But it makes perfect sense. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll be driving around, and I can say to Google, hey, I'm not going to say it now. Yeah. I'm not because oh god, it's going to set everything off. You can say the phrase that turns on Google Assistant, and say like, "Oh, play me whatever the podcast," and it will play it. Obviously that's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. This sounds really basic stuff, but it's the fact that it's easy to do while you're driving. You can keep it. You can keep your eyes on the road and all the rest of it. And just it's. For all that being said, I'm happy with the phone. I'm happy with the camera. I'm happy with the way it works. The apps work nicely on it. It's quick. It's all the rest of it. I have reached that stage now where I'll sort of pick it up, unlock it, and then go, "Oh yeah, no, it doesn't do anything different." Like I'm not. I've drained the well dry of new features. So I'll be like, I'll unlock it and go, "Why did I?" This is probably because I'm a psychopath, but I'll unlock it and go, "Oh, why did I unlock my phone?" Oh yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing new here. It's still WhatsApp and it's still Twitter and
it's still. Oh yeah, it's just
faster. Back in the pocket,
Screens that all the bits and bobs are nicer, aren't they? Is it smaller than you? What do you have before? An S6.
I had an S6, so
similar size.
It's longer. It's the same sort of width, but it's a little bit longer.
All phones have gotten this long, 18:9 aspect ratio.
Yeah. I mean, dude. As far as the build goes, I mean, I think you mentioned
nice
before.
Phones. I think I mentioned it when I reviewed it. I said like the Pixel 3 is the perfect size. Yeah. Like its screen is big enough. It's comfortable in one hand. It's light. It does it's a nice design.
And sorry, mate, not to interrupt, but just to address it, the battery life I found to be all right. I found it to be pretty decent. I know the Pixel 3A advertises itself compared to the 3 as having a better battery life.
Yeah, it will do because the screen's worse.
Yeah,
a lot worse.
But honestly, I haven't really noticed too much.
Mate, I think I've talked to other tech reviewers about battery life because it's such a difficult thing to pin down. Because and I say this in every review, I almost sound like I'm repeating it, but everyone uses their device so differently. It's really hard to nail down what good battery life is. Yeah. Because for me, every phone since like I don't know, that my iPhone 6 or my iPhone 7, sorry, I'd say since my iPhone 7, the battery has been fine for me. I've never once gone, God, this is crap. It's very, very rarely I would get to the end of the day. I would very rarely be out of the house still and be on like 5% about, oh God, what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I've never once had that. I maybe once or twice in my life, because I'm never that far from a plug socket.
Yeah.
And I think this is a common misconception with me in general, is that I don't actually use my phone that much. And I think as a guy that reviews tech and all that sort of stuff, and like the ongoing joke is like you obviously use it all the time. It's like I really don't know because I've got so much stuff. Like I've got my laptop and the iPad and the computer. 9 times out of 10 I watch YouTube videos on a computer. 9 times out of 10 I'm editing on a computer. I'm doing everything on my laptop or everything on my iPad or everything on the computer. It's very rarely I'd pull out my phone to like sit down and watch YouTube videos. I don't do that on my phone. I don't find that relaxing to look at the screen, regardless of how nice the phone screen is. I'd rather watch on a laptop because I don't have to like hold it. I can just sit there, and rest it on my lap
and do something else. I can drink a cup of tea.
Exactly.
Whatever,
and it's just like having it. Sometimes I'll just have it in window on the Mac, so I'll just keep working or doing whatever I'm doing. Looking stuff up, and the picture's there. I don't use my phone that much, which is why whenever it comes to this battery life thing, is that it's almost, if it lasts a day for me, that's fine. And I'll say in my review it's good battery life, but it won't be for someone that's got like a 2-hour commute and then comes to and from, and then has to use maps in the day, and then is constantly like taking pictures for their job, or the estate agent or something where they've got to take a lot of pictures or scanning documents and all that sort of stuff. I don't do that with my phone, so it's really hard for me dude, even my drive to work is like 10 minutes. I listen to my phone, but that's it. That's streaming music for the day, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. And when I'm at home, I won't use my phone to listen to music. I'll use my computer. So like I said, I don't actually use it that much, which is why battery life is so hard to pin down.
Sure.
You know what good battery life is because if I get to the end of the day and some phones I'm on like 50%, I'm like, this has clearly got better battery life than I need.
It's not just to touch on it. It's not to you talk about sort of watching videos, taking photos and things. Just scrolling the phone, just having the screen on and active, and scrolling Facebook or whatever it is. You get the people who are sat there just Facebook all day. That drains your battery like you wouldn't believe.
Dude, it is. This is another reason why I've gone off Facebook completely. I've still got
the battery life.
Well, not only that, it's just like if you don't have Facebook on your phone, I don't have the app on there, which is talking about bloatware. You can't uninstall it from the Note 10, which is lame.
That is, that's lame.
Is things like that? Yeah, use the battery. Like I don't ever check Facebook on my phone.
Yeah,
because I don't have the app, and I think that saves a lot of battery life. I'm sure some people probably spend like 2 hours a day over the day Facebook browsing. That's something I would never do, so I can't test for that.
Yeah,
but I don't want to get too far into it.
I was going to say we don't go get down that rabbit hole. I have a feeling we might have been down that rabbit hole before.
It's one of those things. I might as well segue there to talk about the Note 10.
Yes, mate. Yes, please go on.
Just uploaded a video, so if you haven't seen it, go and watch it.
I watched it before you came over.
Watched it.
Yeah,
hated it.
I know. You should put a code word in the middle of each video. Just go aubergine, and then
and then it will trigger you, and you will stand up and start attacking.
Then after, did you enjoy the middle of the video? Yeah. And then you know whether someone's watched it or not.
Dude, I could do like when you run off specs, you start every letter in a similar way to you did, and see what actually comes up. But you'll know.
Oh man! Right, next time I'll be watching for your little acrostic shenanigans.
The long and short of the Note 10 is you should Note 10 Plus. Sorry, it's been more specific because they're quite different this time around. Is you should only buy the Note 10 Plus if you want the S Pen.
Okay.
Otherwise, you shouldn't buy it because it does nothing extra than like the Galaxy S10 Plus does.
Okay.
It's a very similar size screen, same cameras. Exactly same processor. If you're in the USA, it's slightly different over here in Europe, but it's negligible difference, and the price difference is mental. Like you can get an S10 Plus now for about 600 quid. Properly if you hunt around, or if you go on contract, you probably get it for like 40 maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
The Note 10 is like Note 10 Plus is like $1,000 to buy.
Yeah, sure.
Or $999. And then
I'm sorry, man. I can never let that go on. But that's mental.
It is. It's a mad amount.
Still crazy.
But like the only thing it does, other than being really nice, it's a really nice phone. I'm going to pass it to Ben now for some podcasting.
Oh yes, dude. I completely didn't even occur to me that you'd have it on you.
Yeah.
That is not.
I love the finish on it. Like I'm a sucker for like funny coloured phones.
It's like a prismatic.
It's just kind of cool,
it?
and it makes you go, oh, what phone? It makes it stand out, I guess. But like, like I said, if you use the S Pen, great.
Do you want to
go for it, man.
Pop it out? Is it just
pop
out?
it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You should be able to write directly on the screen there.
I don't want to. Yeah.
But other than
no,
see how it works. See how well it works.
Oh, you do have to. Okay.
No, if you lock it. Sorry,
Right.
this is podcast excellence.
Yeah.
Put the pen back in.
Put the pen back in.
Yeah, I think you mucked it up, Ben. Right, just pop it out without turning it on.
My fat hands.
There you go. You should be able to write on it right now.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Other than using pen, but this is something I didn't touch on the review because I felt like the review was kind of bloated anyway. Or like I'd spoken enough. Is that taking notes on the Note 10 is good? Don't get me wrong. It's nice, but it's not actually that comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't sit there and write on it for like an hour.
Yeah.
No way. Where you can with like an iPad, or you can with a piece of paper and pen, obviously.
I was going to ask you how much. That's after I saw the video. I wanted to ask you how much you actually use the pen, like for various.
Very little, which is why I think, and I said this in a review, which is why you should only get it if you really think the S Pen is going to be a game changer. Like I can totally get it if you're like a businessman or something, or like you do a lot of like marking up and you need that sort of quick. If you're a designer, like, oh, I like this, and you quickly scribble over and send it. Yeah,
cut this out here or whatever. Yeah,
that sort of stuff where whereas sometimes it feels really clumsy if you use your finger to like highlight a bit of text or something like that.
Yeah,
it can often feel really stupid. So it's amazing for that. However, if you don't want that, just get the S10 Plus, or even better price the S10.
Yeah,
because. And I spoke about this again. I don't want to keep going on about it, but they took the headphone jack out, which is fine, right? Loads of phones do that now. Every phone does that.
Yeah.
Not a surprise. It was just surprising that they did it, considering the S10 this year had it. So the S10's got the headphone jack. So why would you take out the Note 10, which is arguably the phone that does it all?
Yeah.
And I said this in review, but that would make sense to take it out next year and start with the S11. Just take it out there, then take it out the Note 11. Makes perfect sense. Everyone would be like, it was going to go anyway.
Yeah, fine.
But to take it out something this year, which has already got it in the previous models, it just feels a bit weird.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the phone's great. I love it. As far as Android stuff goes, I would happily use it for the next until it died. This is one thing I did want to talk about actually. Is actually being in tech reviews and stuff is really fun, and reviewing new phones is exciting and expensive. But like.
Can't let that go on, sir. But yes.
But I actually, and I was talking to my friend the other day, and I think I might change up how changing phones sucks. Like if you switch like I do, if you're a real reviewer, you put your actual SIM in the new phone, right? You don't just have the other phone as like a side phone.
Sure.
You put your SIM in, and that's how you really test it, because you've got to live with it, right? It's got to be your alarm, it's got to be everything.
I suppose there might be things that you don't think of
that
come up in everyday use. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Things like cooling and how that's handled and running through the contacts app, and it's just silly things like that. But switching phones, as fun as it is to test out this new stuff, sucks. Because I'm always torn between these two ecosystems, which is probably why I had a problem with Google pushing it on me all the time with the Pixel 3s, because I didn't want it. I was like, there's no point asking me all this stuff because I'm going to be out of here in like 2 weeks. And my allegiance, if I were to have one, would be to iPhone, because I've always had that in the past. Like that's what, before I started reviewing, I always had an iPhone. Sure. It's just the one I started with, and having a phone is about, for me, is being connected to the people you want to be connected to, right? And you pick the phone that does that best for you. And for me, that's my iPhone, because my brother's got one, my girlfriend's got one. Most of my family's got an iPhone, so it makes sense to be in that ecosystem.
Sure, yeah.
And switching phones sucks all the time. I love it, but I also hate it, because you have to re-download apps. You have to go through all that malarkey of like, where are my photos? Are they safe? I've got things in place to make sure they are. I use like Google Photos, which is really good for that.
Yeah.
But it's the cure and the curse in a way. It's really fun, but really sucks in some aspects. Which is why I think I'm gonna hopefully start this year change things up and just have one phone that I keep that is my phone, and then have these ones on the side which I switch my SIM into, but always chop and change quite quickly and always come back to that one.
Sure.
I'm not sure what that will be yet, and I was thinking of doing it with the Note 10. But the problem is when you're a low low liar like me in the
Yeah,
tech world, you kind of got to sell to buy to get through them.
Yeah.
So if I sell the Note 10 now, I'll get a good value for it, and I can go move on to the next thing.
Sure.
And the iPhone 11 is like the next thing, and man, it's so hard to keep up when it's like you can't. I don't want to get too far into that, even though I already have. But to keep up, the problem is you see like the iPhone 11 came out and like the internet blew up on YouTube. In my circles, it blew up. The Twitter feed was mental. The videos were pouring out from all these like bigger channels all the other channels that I followed that can like afford. Not that I'm trying to be like, oh, I can't afford it because I could, but it would be silly to just go and buy it. Is people up there day one uploading it, and I sent out a bit of a sarcastic tweet saying like, the iPhone's been out less than a week. Like, how much can you really trust these review videos? Because no one's lived with it.
Yeah.
And I was feeling a bit like, fuck, a little bit like I can't catch up with these guys.
Screw you with your day one iPhone.
Yeah, 11. A little bit. And I was like, I guess that's just the game of YouTube, because everyone in the comment had said that's just how it's played. Those early videos get the early views, which is fine, and I totally understand it. That's how you do YouTube. Yeah. But yeah, man, I was just feeling grumpy about it, I guess.
No, man. I think if it makes you feel any better, I think it's probably right to work. They say you can either be first or you can be right.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that definitely applies to YouTube videos for sure. Because you do, mate. You get people, and this is the thing, you get people who watch YouTube like they would watch TV. It's like, oh, today, look, this subscription's got a new review of a brand new phone. Cool, I'll watch it, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But then you got the people who go, I'm like 6 months later, I'm thinking of buying this phone.
Yeah.
And then you've got the reviews that have like from people who've been using it for months and have got a genuine opinion that you can rely on a bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass here, mate, but I think there's still hope yet.
No, thanks, man. It's just like when I saw it all, like I said, my feeds are all blowing up in every aspect. All the websites I check as well were all blowing up. I was just like, I've been out. They're not even out. They're out yesterday in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's like, you can't even get your head around it sometimes.
Hey, speaking of, mate, you got any plans to do a review of the Switch Lite?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
No spoilers. But...
No spoilers. Yeah. Oh man, we kind of glossed over that a little bit.
Oh, that's
Dude,
okay.
I really, really like the Switch Lite, and I was saying to you when we kind of came in, because I brought it in to show Ben. I'm holding it right now. There we go.
He is. I can verify.
Verify. is such a great little console. Like, it's really, really great. You shouldn't buy it if it's your first Switch. If that makes sense. Right, okay. So if you haven't got a Switch, the idea of a Switch is you can switch how you play it. That's how it got its name. That's its biggest... Oh God, yeah.
I get it now, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Tom. I'm clearing that one up. Is you switch how you play it, and that's all part of how it is. You take the Joy-Cons out and they're motion controlled. There's lots of games which use the motion and all that sort of stuff. So if you're thinking about getting a Switch, the Switch is still the one to get. But if you're not fussed about playing it on a TV, because it doesn't play on a TV, and you want something small and light, because it's surprisingly smaller. Like, the Switch is actually quite beefy.
Yeah.
Like, compared to this, I'm holding it up again. It's thicker, it's longer, and it's a lot less rigid. Like, because things snap off it.
Because it's the Joy-Cons coming
So
off.
this feels like a blown up PSP. And if you ever played a PSP, you know they're pretty great, like in terms of stuff. The D-pad's better. The screen is actually sharper because it's the same screen just squished down.
Oh, interesting.
Which is really nice.
Yeah.
The screen's nice and bright. Battery life's better. I think it's about 5 hours rather than 3, which is really good. And dude, the thing is as well is like, because it's a Switch, it's still console level games.
Yeah.
These aren't like quick 3DS games.
Yeah,
or
they're not portable console games. They're not.
No. This is
handhelds.
True console experience on a relatively small thing.
Yeah, sure.
It's wicked, and I think if you've got something like kids.
Something like kids.
Something like those small humans, the really small ones.
You see them around sometimes.
The stupid ones, they keep them in that big pen at school. I think that it would be an amazing thing for a kid to have.
Yeah,
if I was a kid, this would blow my mind.
Yeah, that would be
because
Christmas present.
Christmas and birthday combined.
Sure.
But it's really, really great. It's really cool. If it's your first Switch, go for the Switch.
Just out of interest, what's the charging like?
It's USB-C, which is
you could have it off a power bank.
Yeah, you can run it off a power bank.
So if you're going for a long trip or what have you.
Yeah, I think the power bank will just like charge it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it will keep it up while you're playing.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, playing like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey on there, proper console-y games, feels great. And because, like I said, because it's a bit smaller, it's a bit sharper, feels a bit more, a bit nicer. And dude, the Switch has got like such a good library now.
Yeah.
Because the Wii U, we had a Wii U, still got the Wii U.
Sure, yeah.
And it was like almost like Nintendo's like, not failure, but like, it just never really
It's a
took off.
Dreamcast.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
It was, just some really good games, but not really, didn't really, I don't think people really understood it. Because everyone knew
Sure.
what a Wii is. But then you say Wii U, and everyone's like, well, I've already got a Wii. It never really capitalised on what it could be. And I think this is what they always wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think?
Where I was going with that.
What do you think of? What do you think of Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening is amazing. Oh yeah, that's it. Games. The library's so good now.
Yeah.
There's like a full Mario. like a Mario Galaxy. There's a Mario.
Sure.
It has its Mario 64 effectively.
Yeah,
Odyssey,
yeah.
which is a stunning game. Breath of the Wild is amazing. The new Link's Awakening, which we're playing at the moment, is amazing. Smash Bros. Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
There's Mario Kart 8, which was like taken from the Wii U and just plonked on.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's got the full Nintendo like backing, whereas the Wii U never really felt like it had it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's just got all the dude, as far as like console exclusives go, it's better than an Xbox.
Yeah.
Because Xbox doesn't have
That's
any
mental.
exclusives anymore apart from like Gears and stuff.
I don't want to dwell on this, but I have got something related to this I want to talk about, because I really like Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Because I had it on the original Game Boy. I had the original game. I played it for hours and hours and hours, and it's just a good.
It's a great
Zelda
game. Yeah.
It's just a great all round. And for a handheld back in the day, it was long. It was a long
man.
ass
It's
game
like
to play.
7 dungeons and like bits to do in between and
exactly. I'm not making this into a regular segment, I swear to God. But on YouTube, have you ever watched Gaming Historian?
I've seen a couple videos here there, but not like subscribed.
Just a soft recommend on this.
Yeah,
just if
Ben
you
recommends.
if you're looking for something to watch, he's got a few videos that are half an hour long. There's one on Tetris which is an hour long, but it's full documentary quality.
Oh,
He
nice.
really, and it's not stuff you just learn by doing a quick Google.
wiki,
It's not the stuff everyone knows. He's actually researched these videos really, really well. And there's one on Link's Awakening. And I suppose it didn't really occur to me when I was little. It probably still wouldn't occur to me now. But why there are so many wider Nintendo references in Link's Awakening?
Right.
Like there's Chain Chomps.
Yeah.
Or there's a Yoshi doll at some point.
That's how you start the trade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that.
What's the reason? I need to know now.
The reason basically is because it was built by their sort of B team.
Right.
Yeah, for a while, and it was kind of just thrown together a little bit. It was a real casual sort. The video is really good and explains it way better than I ever could. But it's cool just to see that a lot of it was just them arsing around, thinking to see whether they could make this kind of game.
Yeah.
And they did, and then eventually Nintendo went, "Yep, that's cool. We'll release it."
Man, I learned something cool about Link's Awakening, and I guess the Zelda Game Boy games in general.
Go on.
Is they're all like square screens, aren't they? And you walk to the edge and the screen goes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like almost like squares of screen.
Yeah.
It's because that's all the Game Boy could handle. It couldn't handle any more than that. Like couldn't
Wow.
load any more. So when you go into the next square, all the other squares are de-rendered until you decide where to go, and then it will render that one quickly.
That's
when you move into it, and it de-renders the one behind you. So that's why it's all boxed off. Because I remember thinking that when I was a kid, it's like, well, not when I was a kid, I didn't notice it, but I thought that was weird.
It's a weird, it's almost like just a weird stylistic choice. Almost.
Whereas, and I think they probably made it into a stylistic choice. So that's why everything's so boxed off.
Or
And
the dungeons, especially each room is a different. Yeah.
And they've really, in a really cool way, they've done that in the dungeons still in this remake. But the open world has none of it. So everything feels really weirdly like fresh and open.
Yeah, sure.
And like almost like open worldy because
that was it back in. Sorry, I'm just reliving my childhood now.
Cool.
But that's almost how you learn to navigate the map or navigate the world.
It's all squares,
because it's all squares. You kind of go, okay, well, I go down.
Yeah,
Even if you're not
right,
consciously
down,
thinking it, it's like, well, I know I need to go back this way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it's a very nice remake. They've done a really good job of it, and like you said, the art style is just mentally cool.
Yeah. It's very sort of macro, isn't it? It's very like it's.
Dude, the music as well. Like the music was good in the Game Boy one, but it's all been reorchestrated now and recorded.
Brilliant.
So it's like stunning.
Oh, dude.
It's everything you could hope for in a remake. It really is nice.
What you guys don't know, listeners, is I keep joking with Tom about how I'm fighting this battle to go and buy a Switch because I've wanted one for a while, and I keep just looking at it. I keep looking at it now, like casually thinking, oh yeah, maybe.
Well, dude, this leans into like the other thing is like this the brand new is like 200 quid for a Switch Lite.
Sure.
To get a pre-owned Switch from Game, which isn't even the best place to get pre-owned, is like 220. So for an extra 20 quid, you might as well have the full fat, you know.
Yeah.
Because the portable version of the actual Switch is fine. It's not like, oh, it's huge. It's fine.
Yeah.
And it gives you everything then.
Yeah. I'll keep considering it.
And
but you know how, say, Claire likes budgeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get that one past.
Mate, get the Monzo pot set up.
Oh,
Switch
yeah,
fund.
my secret Monzo.
Yeah.
Secret Monzo amount. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll make my rounding up pot on my Monzo account.
Yeah, the Switch pot.
Just to wrap up, mate, I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You need to watch that Jurassic World video.
Okay.
Right. Do you like Jurassic World?
No.
Oh, man.
Right.
Right. Go on.
Do you want to explain why?
Why not?
Right.
Why?
The first Jurassic Park, right? First film.
Yes.
Great. You know, can you really argue with how it's a great film?
Agreed.
Yeah. Still looks great now.
It does.
To a point. You
Yeah.
know, still looks great now. Actually, there's a really interesting thing on VFX Artists React about Jurassic Park and why it still looks good. That's worth watching. The first one I really like almost because it's a classic, so it's kind of got that Jaws vibe to it. You know, it'd be very hard to dislike that film. Never been a big fan of dinosaurs.
Okay.
Never been. I don't know. The new one with Chris Pratt, I just hated it start to finish.
Really? Really? That much?
It's so heavily. I'm just pulling my hat off now. It shows it all. And we've talked about this in class, but like it's so heavily product placement. And once you notice it, it's so hard to unsee it. Dude, there's a Starbucks in like every other shot. There's one bit where she comes in, the ginger lady comes in.
Yeah.
In a crisis, you know, the T-Rex is out.
Yeah.
She comes in, all serious, but Starbucks cup. And when she puts it down, it's
just
a separate...
spin it to put the logo.
It's a separate cut that just goes, Starbucks. You know, and I'm just there like, fucking hell, like, could you make it any more obvious?
Yeah, that's fair.
All the TVs are Samsung. And there's a Samsung store in the park.
There is,
And it's just like,
yeah.
And all I don't know what car company it is. Maybe it's Mercedes. Like every car is that car.
Sure.
And dude, these are the things I would never normally notice this. I'm not some sort of weird twat that notices that sort of thing. But I couldn't help it when I was watching it in the cinema. I was like, if they put another product in my face, I'm going to scream.
Yeah.
And if there's the classic Samsung shot is when the kid drops his phone. In the ball, he's in the ball thing that's being attacked. And he drops his phone. It's like Samsung, and dude, the logos are so fattened up for the film. It's like usually Samsung logo's quite small, but this one is like no, this is Samsung phone.
What phone have you dropped? Oh, I've dropped my Samsung.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised you almost said, I've dropped my Samsung S6 with dual camera. Oh no! Luckily, the Find My Phone app.
It's surprisingly inexpensive to replace.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh
Samsung.
yeah, fair.
Dude,
that's fair.
So, not that really detracts from a story because, of course, it doesn't. I just didn't like it. I didn't like how he was friends with the fucking animals. Like Dr. Dude. Like, oh, come on.
I didn't mind that so much, to be honest.
Right.
I think I can get past it.
Yeah.
Not that it's good or bad too. I just.
Dude, I don't want to like come out like I hate it. Like I wouldn't be like I'm not going to watch it if it's coming on. I'd happily sit through it and like.
I mean, if anything, right. If anything, see, now you've made me think about this. No, if anything, my only problems with it are in terms of maybe storyline, where it's, again, the dinosaur escapes. Everyone's got to get off the island. Some people can't get off the island. Yeah. Now you need to find a different way to escape.
Oh, right, I've just remembered one of the main things that annoy me about it, but please carry on.
But also, I feel like, I don't know, this is all... I didn't think this while I was watching the film.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes do when you have the very boring, twatty, sort of technical questions about it. Yeah. But you watch, you talk about it afterwards and you think there are a lot of moments in that film where people forget tools they've got. Right. Or they forget that they've got trackers on the dinosaurs. Yeah. Like, oh, it's not in here. Where's its tracker? It's in the pen. Oh, shut the door. Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah. Where they make very odd decisions about things. But I can get past, mate. I thought it's action packed. Because you haven't seen the second one? No, I'm guessing. No, the second one plays more like a horror movie because a lot of it's set in a mansion, right, with a dinosaur on the loose, right. And I think that almost works well because it's different. Right. Okay. Yeah. You could argue that you could just replace the dinosaur with a dude with a knife or
Yeah,
whatever.
and it would
But-
work still.
But they do. I think I haven't watched it in a while, but I think they do a really good job of making it so that it seems like an animal is loose.
Yeah,
You know, like a legitimate. I mean, there's some silly moments where it's too intelligent for its own good,
you're right. Yeah,
but I feel like it made for a good film, and also because of the way the background story, if you like, the wider story progressed
right.
to where the third one's going to be. Because basically, I'm not,
Obviously, it's gonna be a third.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I'm not spoiling anything about this for you, because especially if you're not that interested.
Yeah,
But at the end of the film, the dinosaurs escape,
right.
and they have to make a choice of whether they allow them to escape or not, and then they do. And the idea is that they're out in the wild now. We've got dinosaurs in the wild. And the reason why I mention it is because they've released, is it Battle at Big Rock or Battle of Big Rock? Maybe it's an official. It's directed by Corey Trevorrow, the guy who directed the first one, screenwrote the second one. And it's just a 9-minute vid. If you're not like Tom, if you like watching Jurassic World, then yeah, it's worth hunting down and watching if you haven't seen it. It's the story of some people in some like a campsite, out in the woods, in the American woods. And there's a few of them in trailers. This family are in a trailer, and a dinosaur shows up, and obviously it's tense and events unfold. But with the main video, and then with some after or some mid credits kind of short shots afterwards, it sets you up for how the world is going to be in the third one.
Okay,
which is that dinosaurs are just everywhere in the wild now. We just deal with them like we deal with bears.
Normal
is what he
animals,
says. Yeah. And I quite like that idea. I think if they were to say the first two films have just been set up for this third idea that we want to put out, I don't know how they would make any more, even without the film being out yet.
Let's reboot it again.
No, probably.
That's the one.
Yeah, Triassic Park. Yeah, that's true enough.
Mate, I'll go back to. I'll quickly gloss over this because a lot of people talked about it. But the biggest thing, not the biggest thing, the thing I didn't like it about Jurassic. Is it just Jurassic World or the first?
It is the first of the new ones. Yeah.
Is the problem the park is facing is like they're not getting enough people to come, and they want a bigger, scarier dinosaur to attract more people.
Yeah.
Right, zoos have been running for hundreds of years, and we're still going to those. So what have they done wrong that people don't want to see dinosaurs?
Where's my bigger lion? Where's my scary?
Yeah, man.
That's a very good point.
It's just like, and who's getting bored? Who is getting bored of seeing these dinosaurs?
Yeah.
I don't even like dinosaurs, but I would go.
Yeah.
I would go multiple times.
You probably go a few times.
People want bigger dinosaurs. Yeah, nothing scares kids anymore. Have you seen the size of that thing in the pool?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
How could you not be scared of that? It's massive.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, that's all I want to say about it.
Fair enough.
So that combined with the Starbucks, combined with the
I hear you.
I just couldn't get it.
Well, we'll wait to see, mate. If the dinosaurs are wearing t-shirts, if they're wearing Nike
Samsung
t-shirts,
Samsung
t-shirts,
drinking coffee.
Yeah, I can believe it. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, those were my gripes. I hope they weren't too unfounded.
Dude, that wraps us up.
I was gonna say.
Ending on a high.
Ending on a high. I'm going miserable now.
Yeah, man. Thanks, mate. You sapped all my excitement.
Sapped all my energy.
Hey, if you've listened this far into the podcast, then thanks very much.
Well done.
Thanks to you. Thanks to Tony Thaxton for our theme tune, as always.
Yeah. Thanks to Reaper for coming to our rescue and recording this podcast.
Yeah. It's done all right. You wait now. We're gonna try and listen to it back, and there'll be no audio there. We'll just get this. Tom, where can people find you online if they want to? If you want them to.
The old Twitterverse at Bite Review. But Ben, where can they find you?
On Twitter as well at Benji1Lung if they really fancy it.
Nice.
Hey, leave us a review if you want. I don't care, but please do.
Please.
The algorithm's out to get us.
Please, no more algorithm. I felt the wrath recently. Please.
Oh man. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Nice one.
Bye.